Well, hello again and welcome to another episode of the Hyperion Adventures Podcast. I'm Tom. As always, I'm with my gorgeous, super smart, and Disney Cruise Entertainment loving wife, Michelle.
Thank you, sweetie. Hi, everybody.
So good to have you with us. We are recording this episode on Sunday, July 5th.
Wow.
Happy Independence Day weekend,
yes.
everybody.
We hope everybody's had a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, we hope it was safe and you had a good time as much as we can during this time. Hopefully you had a social distancing celebration out there, but hopefully you were able to enjoy it in some way, shape, or form, enjoying our Independence Day. Yes. Oh, and by the way, a happy belated Canada Day to our friends from the North as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, a lot to celebrate.
A lot to celebrate this week. Mostly we are celebrating our guests today because we have some really cool guests that are joining us. And we are very, very excited about that. So we'll get to that in a moment. Thank you for joining us today. In the future, you can find us most everywhere you get podcasts. However, the very best place to find us is on our own website, HyperionAdventuresPodcast.com. And while you're there, why don't you go ahead and sign up for the newsletter?
Definitely do that. That's a great idea, sweetie. You do a wonderful job. You put together a lot of fun information. And for those of you who do sign up, you get to have advanced knowledge of things. You get to have some supporting information and just get another way to connect. So.
Yeah. That's the best thing is that you're just kind of in the know first. If there's something that comes up, we send it to you first through the newsletter so you can kind of find out what's going on. You can also, see back to what some of our previous episodes were. We post the Disney Dishes recipe of the week, which everybody seemed to get a kick out of the Hamilton themed drinks we created this week.
Good job,
was a lot
sweetie.
of fun, and we enjoyed some of those ourselves.
Oh yeah,
one or two, maybe. You know how we are. We just a little bit.
We had to try them out.
Yes, of
before
course.
you posted
we have to sample them and make sure they're good for everybody. So, but a lot of stuff like that is on the newsletter. But mostly, we just want to be in touch with you, our Hyperion Adventurers, that much more.
Right, and we protect that email address. It's just for us to send you the newsletter.
That's it. That's all we use it for, is to send you the newsletter. You can also follow us on social media. We're very active on social media, on Twitter. Social media. We're on Twitter at Hyperion Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Hyperion Adventures Podcast. We do have a YouTube channel. You may be watching us on YouTube right now. If you're not, you can always go to YouTube, do a search for Hyperion Adventures Podcast. We'll come right up, subscribe, and then whenever we release a new video, it'll come straight to you. You'll know when it happens.
Yeah. Every time you say that, we'll come right up. It's like we come to your home.
That's right. We're going to do a little skit in your living room. Wow. We got off the rails quickly.
Really fast this week.
Really quickly in this one. You can also always email us if you want to contact us for any reason, to suggest a topic, answer a question, ask a question. Maybe you just want to say hi. You can always hit us up on email at HyperionAdventuresPodcast@gmail.com.
Right. And another way to give us some feedback or connect with us is through a review. And we always love hearing how you're enjoying the show, what things you like about the show. And also, it really helps others find our show.
Yes, that is the biggest thing about it. I mean, yes, we want to know what kind of podcast we are, how we're doing, if you're enjoying the subjects, and just us in general. Through these reviews, we get a lot of information like that. But it's also, there's an algorithm or some sort of technical thing that I don't understand out there, that if somebody's looking for a podcast like ours, the more reviews we get, the more they're likely to find us through a search.
Right.
So, but the easiest way to just tell a friend about the show. If listen, I like the show, the Hyperion Adventures Podcast. They're kind of fun. They're weird. They go off the rails, but they're still enjoyable. Just tell your friends, and that's the best way for people to know about us.
Absolutely.
Yes. So as for today's show, lots of stuff for you today, including, despite San Diego Comic-Con being canceled, it appears we may still be receiving a few little nuggets of information about some upcoming Disney pieces. We will find that out possibly coming up. Yeah, I'll let you know all about that. And of course, we're going to give you our review of Hamilton on Disney Plus. I mean, we really have to do that. We just did 2 episodes with ours and with part of our World podcast, talking about Hamilton. And I'm sure you'll want to know our thoughts on the musical version of this, the film version of the musical.
Anyway. # HamiFilm.
#HamaFilms. So, but let's get to our main topic of the week because we are very excited about this. We actually recorded this a week ago, but we wanted to be sure and get this on with you. These people are fantastic. Now, we did have some issues not really issues, but as you'll hear in the interview, it's through the internet. It's a little garbled. We are going to have
across the pond.
From across the pond, yes. And they are so good. We want their sound to be perfect, and they wanted their sound to be perfect. And so we had them send us videos of them doing these songs. So those sounds will be pristine. They're wonderful. And there are 2 songs. So you'll want to stick around to the end of the interview because the last song, Michelle hasn't heard it yet. It's amazing.
I know. I know what song it is. I'm going to be strong. But yes, you're going to really want to hear the whole interview and listen to both of their songs because they're amazing and impressive, and you'll enjoy them for sure.
Yeah. So we've teased it long enough. Let's get to it. Our main topic of the week, our special guest. So, Michelle, we are so excited to welcome this week's guests. They were on board with us on our westbound Panama Canal cruise.
Right.
You know, the very interesting one that we went on that we told everybody all about.
Yes.
We discovered them the first time. Obviously, we've been on a lot of Disney cruises. This is the first time we've run into them on a Disney cruise. We discovered them early on and just fell in love with them. We saw them at the Cadillac Lounge, the French Quarter Lounge, and just really loved them. And now we've been blessed to be able to see them on Saturdays.
I know.
Doing at-home shows. It's really been
Which
cool.
are spectacular too. Yeah. And it was wonderful meeting them. And we became followers, not stalkers, but followers.
A little stalking.
But yeah, I mean, and we've gone on a lot of Disney cruises, and these 2 are amazing and our most beloved performers.
Yeah, 2 of our favorite performers we've ever seen aboard a Disney cruise.
Hands down.
They are Sonia, who's from Colombia, by the way, and Paul, who's from the United Kingdom. Together, they make up Soul Duo. And we didn't
even rehearse that.
Yeah. We won't get it right ever again. We're so excited now to bring them aboard the show. Guys, welcome to the Hyperion Adventures podcast. Tom, Michelle, welcome aboard our show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. We're so happy to be here. Honestly, this is so exciting for us. So cool. Thank you so much.
It's our honor.
It really is our honor, our pleasure to be able to bring you aboard. We enjoyed so much time with you aboard the cruise, and then now on Saturdays, just enjoying time watching you, spending our little midday happy hour, just you going through all these songs. It really has been wonderful, and it's been really nice for you to do that. I think it's really been special for everybody that's been able to watch you.
It's been amazing. Yeah. I don't think we imagined it was going to be like this. We thought, let's just do it, let's play on Saturday, see what happens the first time. And I was thinking the fact that you guys can comment on, a joke, it can't actually happen on the ship. It's so different. It's like you're just sitting here with us.
Yeah.
It's so, so cool.
It's actually better.
It is so much fun.
Yeah, we're never going back. No,
wait, no. We have a cruise book. We want to see you on it.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, it is really great. And in our show notes, we'll post all the links to where you can find them, where you can check out other live shows, where you can, more importantly, give them a little tip.
Yes.
They're not working on board a cruise ship right now, surprisingly. So they need some money to come in. Yeah. So if you enjoy their show, a little tip is very helpful as well.
And it's not an if. You will enjoy their show. I mean, you all are so eclectic, too. I mean, what range in the types of genres of songs you play, range in your talent of your singing and how phenomenal you sound like a lot of these other performers. And then also the amount of instruments that you are so skillful at. It's so impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, she can play, 11, 12 instruments, something like that.
Wow.
So we haven't got time for that on a Saturday night. It's really difficult to. You've got them lined up sort of out of the front door.
Or the space on the ship.
Yeah, exactly. Or the space on the ship. That's true. Yeah.
Oh, it really is impressive.
Yes.
You have to check it out for yourself.
Right.
Definitely, they are an amazing musical duo, literally a duo, and it really is a spectacular sound, and you'll enjoy it. They play their Beatles songs. They do some Beatle covers that are great. Elton John, really wonderful. One of my favorites, ABBA. I've heard them do ABBA recently. So good. They do shows that they cover the 60s. They've done rock and roll shows. They've done some of they have their own tunes, their own original tunes that they've done, which are also spectacular as well. We were
and I have some questions about that.
So lucky to hear them a couple Saturdays ago.
Right.
But so just tell us a little bit, tell our listeners a little bit about your background. Like, how did you get involved in music, and how did it lead you to being together as a couple and also, of course, soul duo?
Okay, I'll start. I actually come from a family of musicians. We're all musicians. My parents, my siblings were all musicians. I started music since I was about 6.
Wow.
So when I finished school, I was like, I can't imagine myself doing anything else, really.
Right.
So that was it. I went into uni, and when I was in uni, I met, you meet a lot of people. One of the guys was, do you want to come to work abroad with us? I was like, okay. So that's how it started. I met other people until I finally ended up working on a ship.
Wow.
Where we met.
Wow.
That was, that was 2011. And after that, when we met, I had finished college. So I was like, I have to do a master's. I have to study somewhere that is not in Colombia. I wanted to have a different experience.
Right.
So he said, come to Wales. And I was crazy enough to
As you do. It's everyone's dream.
So that's what I did. I came to study in Wales, and we started working together. We've been together since then, 2011.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
So I didn't do any of that stuff. I didn't go to. I didn't study music. I don't know how to write music. I don't know how to read music.
Oh my gosh! You learned a song in the afternoon.
I just got a good ear, basically.
I know.
Yeah.
And memory.
And memory, yeah. I've got a good memory for stuff, and I've got a good ear, so that really helps, because I haven't got a clue. When she writes stuff down, I've just lost completely. So, I tend to just listen to stuff, and it sinks in.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow,
that's amazing.
That's impressive. I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Both of you. I mean, you studying since you were the age of 6 doing music, you just having this natural ability within you, and you play so well. That's incredible. And when you hear them, you're going to be super impressed by them. I have no doubt of that.
Oh my gosh, that just blew my mind.
Yeah, totally. I'm like, where do I go from there? That's incredible. So you started aboard cruise ships. How did you? Was it a Disney cruise you started with, or how did you get involved eventually
I know the answer
with Disney
to that
cruise?
one. No,
it was. We were on Norwegian cruise lines. Okay. One of the big ships Norwegian have got called the Norwegian Epic, and I was a guest entertainer, which is basically meant that I worked 2 hours a week.
Oh, no.
And I got a balcony cabin to myself.
Wow. That's a pretty sweet deal.
So Sonia was one of the crew. Obviously, she was one of the musicians who were part of the crew, like we are with Disney.
Right.
So I was on there doing a Beatles tribute show.
Oh my gosh.
And so she would come and play saxophone with us every week. Wow. And that's how we got together. And yeah, so then you came and did your masters in Wales, 2 years that was, in the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama.
Oh my gosh.
And then we thought, well,
what now?
And we thought, well, let's see if we can get any work on ships, because we'd both done ships, and we'd met there. And the lady who was our cruise director on Norwegian became an agent.
Oh.
So yeah, so we sent her a message on Facebook because we were friends, and I sent her a message and I said, do you remember Sonia? We're together and we're doing a duo. And straight away she said, Disney will love you, because of the Spanish and the English, etc., etc. So, and literally
2 weeks later,
2 weeks later, we got the job.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That's cool.
Right place, right time for sure, and just
exactly. And that's over 5 years ago now. So we've been with Disney for 5 years.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's amazing.
That is cool.
That's wonderful.
Actually, our 5th anniversary with Disney happened when you guys were on board.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That was the 15th of March.
Yeah. We actually got our 5-year badges.
Oh my goodness.
Did you really? Oh, that's so cool. Oh wow! I wish we'd. Did you present them on stage? Because I don't know if we saw you doing that show. Did you show everybody, tell everybody, or?
I think we did, didn't we?
I think we did.
I think we did. Yeah, it's the kind of thing we would say.
Yeah.
Well, I thought wasn't one of the because there was a lot of creativity in what was going to be the evening entertainment.
Yeah, it was.
And I thought I remember hearing at least them announce that several of the cast members were receiving their anniversary pins. So
yeah,
really cool.
Very cool.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. So many people have been with them forever.
Yeah, some people have been there sort of 20 years, 25 years.
Right.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's just amazing. That's fantastic.
Right.
So why don't you tell our listeners a little bit, if you can? I know that Disney is kind of like, only so much we want to hear about what goes on backstage. But what
stays backstage,
right? What kind of is the life like as an entertainer aboard a Disney cruise? Like, how much do you get to be out on mingling with the guests? And what is a day to day? What's your situation like day to day?
Well, yes, that's why I was looking at you. You go.
Okay. Well, I know we both think the same. It is amazing. It is just.
Yeah. It's actually a lot different than the other cruise companies. I think Disney, we are treated more like guest entertainers than crew members.
Wow.
So we get a crew cabin, but we get a nice crew cabin because we're together. So we get a nice, we either get a passenger cabin or an officer's cabin, just depending on which ship it is and and who else is there.
Which is amazing also because of all the equipment we have.
Yeah, that's true.
We need the space.
We do have a lot of stuff. Yeah, we do. There are currently, let's see how. There are 4 guitars still on the Wonder. All of our stuff is still on the Wonder.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Come out to
San
Diego.
4 guitars there. All of our stage clothes, all of our cables, my guitar pedals.
Oh my.
Everything's still there.
Wow.
But they're being really amazing. They said they're going to get it wherever we need it and for whatever is going to happen next. So we don't know yet. But
yeah, it's good because we bought a big flight case so we could keep all of our stuff together, and Disney looks after it for us. So when we're not there, they take it to the warehouse in Orlando, and then when we go back to work, they'll ship it to whichever ship we're going to.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
But
it makes it much easier to get around, to get from ship to ship, I'm sure.
Right.
Nothing
Oh,
else.
yeah.
Much.
Oh, yes.
We'd never do it. We wouldn't get through the airport. We couldn't manage, could we?
We have, and it's been...
It was a nightmare when we first started. It really was, yeah. It was. And now we've got more stuff because you accumulate stuff as you go along.
Sure.
So,
Oh, my God. That's really interesting.
But backstage excitement, let me think. I mean, we basically are allowed to do, the musicians are the only people that have certain privileges, even more than the main stage people do.
Wow.
So the only thing that really we can't do is to drink alcohol in public areas,
which we don't mind.
Which we don't care because we hardly ever drink, so that makes no difference to us. But we can go and sit in Cove Cafe and we can have coffee and
mingle with you guys.
And we get to eat in cabanas.
Nice.
So yeah, all of those things are a real perk. I mean, especially compared to the normal crew members,
right.
Like the guys that work at the bar or the chefs or anybody, they're not allowed to do any of that stuff. So we're quite fortunate with that.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah. Do you have some questions, Michelle?
Yeah. So a lot of times on our show, we do like our top 5 or, we do lists sometimes. So what would be your 3 to 5 favorite things about being on a Disney cruise?
Let's see. Money.
I love it.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I'll hand that over to you. I'm going to hand that over to you.
The things I have to deal with. Well, I think mostly the people we meet.
Yeah.
This is our top. is even more than the places, because this stays,
Right.
we meet you guys and we've been in touch, and when we play right now, especially, we're doing this on Saturdays, and we see your comments and we see who's there, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, and they are mainly Disney people that watch us on a Saturday. Right. So it's people from and all over the world.
How we become a family is just amazing.
Yes.
The places, definitely.
Of course,
places
the ports,
we go to.
Depending on what ship you're on, of course.
Yes.
How many times can you see Nassau?
Yeah, exactly. Too many times is the answer.
I think, well, obviously doing this together.
Right.
Doing music and doing it together.
Nice cup.
Love that cup.
Love it.
It's another amazing thing that we wake up and we say, oh my God, we are
so lucky. We're so lucky to do what we love doing.
Right.
We get paid to do what we want. We get paid to travel the world. We get to meet great people. It's such an amazing job. I mean, what else? If you're a musician and you're not you're not doing Glastonbury or whatever, then what more would you really want?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's really such a cool experience. And again, if you get to see them on Saturdays, they do a wonderful show. But man, we cannot wait. And I know that you guys can't wait because it's your livelihood for these Disney cruises to get started back up again. And we get to go out to the Cadillac Lounge or the French Quarter Lounge or whatever and see them again because they do so many good songs. As a matter of fact, they're good. They unfortunately, because of the setup, they couldn't do the songs live with us today, but they're going to give us a couple songs that they've recorded, and so we're gonna drop a couple of those within there, including one. Let's do one right now.
Can you hear the drums, Fernando? I remember long ago another starry night like this. In the firelight, Fernando, you were humming to yourself and softly strumming your guitar. I could hear the distant drums and sounds of bugles were coming from above. We're closing out, Fernando. Every hour, every minute seemed to last eternally. I was so afraid, Fernando. You were young and full of life, but none of us prepared to die. And I'm not ashamed to say the ride of guns and cannons almost made me cry.
I love Fernando. Right. All right? Okay? I love ABBA.
Likewise.
So, your voice is so spectacular.
Yes.
You're playing your voice. It's just beautiful.
I know. It is. It's very impressive and always touches the heart. That's all I can say. It really does touch the heart hearing you all. So.
You could be Swedish.
With my accent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So good. So,
have you had an opportunity of either of your families joining you on the cruise ship as well and hearing you perform out there?
Yeah, both of us. Your family has been 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And my family has been, different parts of my family have been, probably 3, 4, 5 times.
Yeah.
I would imagine. So, and friends as well. We've had friends come out and bring their kids.
Oh, wow.
It's a dream come true.
Yeah, it's so good.
When you visit new places, you meet new people, you think, I wish my parents could see this, and then so somehow when things work out the way we need, it just happens, and it's amazing.
Sonia's parents were actually booked to come on our last cruise in Alaska this year. So of course,
that had to be a disappointment.
And I was wondering because of the fact that we were supposed to. The first place we did not stop was in Colombia, in Cartagena. And since you're Colombian, I was wondering did you, Sonia, miss out on seeing family or friends at that port?
We actually did. Oh. We've stopped there like 3 times with Disney, and so we have a recording studio in Colombia with my family.
Oh wow.
So we've been meaning to buy a couple of microphones and this and that. And my mom said we should actually renew a lot of things. It's really outdated.
Yeah.
I was like, bing, we're stopping in Cartagena.
Yeah.
We just sent it to you. Right. And, you find a way to send it home. We bought all sorts of things.
Because everything is cheaper in the States than it is to buy in Colombia. So it's much easier for us to buy it all in the States and then leave it in Colombia.
Monitors, microphones, cables. And so obviously every time I see my family, my mom makes me a cake and she lives for me. And they always bring me Colombian coffee. Nice. And, just the fact to see them is amazing. So
and they all flew to Cartagena the day before. They all flew, like 7 of them flew up from where Sonia is from.
Wow.
That's safe.
That was so depressing that day.
Yes. One of my little nephews were like, can we get like a little boat or something and get close to it?
So I was going to say all of that equipment that we bought is actually still on the Wonder.
Wow.
All that stuff you're eventually going to collect when the day kindly comes so you can get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Disney actually very kindly have offered when they get to Port Canaveral in a few days' time, they're actually going to fly it to Colombia for us.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Disney.
Yeah.
Amazing. Exactly.
Yeah, there aren't many companies, I think, that would do that. So that's really good.
Right. Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, So I just want to go back to that cruise a little bit because obviously it was such a different situation for us all, but I'm sure especially for you. Now, were you, because I know sometimes the entertainers change out, partway through these sailings, especially some of the longer ones. Were you scheduled to be on board the whole time, or were you going to be leaving at some point and going to a different ship or home for that matter?
No, we were in the middle of a 20-week contract. So we were supposed to leave on May 25th. We actually got there January 3rd. Mm-hmm. We joined January 3rd and we were supposed to leave May 25th. So it was pretty much bang in the middle of our contract.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's only really the guest entertainers that tend to fly in, do sort of 3 or 4 nights, 5 nights, and then they leave and they're replaced by somebody else, especially on one of the longer crossings, like the 2-week cruises. Then obviously they couldn't get anybody on board because they were supposed to change out twice or something.
Yeah, you guys know that.
So that's why they were running out of shows pretty quick.
Right.
That was hysterical.
So did the cruise director and I know they were scrambling. We saw it. Right. I mean, they were getting silly by the end of it all because they were the poor people. They they just trying to figure out these shows or whatever. How did they approach you? Was your schedule any different because of the situation with the entertainment on that cruise?
Yeah, very different. You guys know we generally were we mostly would be in the atrium.
Right.
Yeah. On Wonder, but because of all of this, it was like a work between us and Mike.
Yeah, we actually went to see Mike, who was the assistant cruise director, we said, look, you need help, and we can play a lot of different stuff. Right. So put us wherever So we did our Beatles singing, not Fathoms, what's it called on there? Azure. We did our Beatles show in there, and then of course we played in Cadillac. No, is it Cadillac?
Yeah,
in Cadillac. I always get mixed up between the Magic and the Wonder, so I can't remember which room is called what.
Right. And we also did like the shows with the guys in on Deck 9. And
we did the super band thing, and we did a thing with Bongi as well, which was really good. The 80s thing with Bongi, that was good. So
it changed, but it was also it was like it is right now. It is like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
Right.
What, but at the same time, what do we do? What can we do? Really scary, but you try to, it's kind of exciting at the same time, doing different things and trying to make the most of the situation.
Right.
Which was impressive because, almost all the entertainers really stepped up on board the ship, and really came in and did their shows, almost every one of them, and just, put together different shows, did sorts of interesting things. And we were so thrilled by it all, and it added to how fascinating the journey was, and how different it could be from any other cruise we would ever take.
Right. It was definitely memorable,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, yes.
For all the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
Oh, man. One of the highlights that
we actually loved, I think it was one of our favorite crossings, wasn't it? We absolutely loved it. And we had people that would come to every show we did.
Right.
And that would be 3 or 4 a night. And the same people would come and sit and watch us. Just amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that
so
just
nice.
speaks to your talent.
Right. It's a testament to you two and what good shows you put on, how wonderful you are musically. I mean, a really entertaining show. Again, we cut on to you a little early on, and then, eventually, you started appearing in more of these lounges, and we were able to go check you out more and just really fell in love with your music. It's just so good. Yeah, so good. Michelle.
Definitely. Well, one of the things that I thought, it was just one of those, when you have a little charming moment and it just kind of sticks with you. And for me, one of those was when we were in the Cadillac Lounge and you all were performing, and then you actually allowed one of the bartenders to participate in your song with his harmonica. And that was just so, like I said, it's a simple thing, but it was so wonderful to see. And you could see on his face the pride come out and just how thrilled he was to be a part of something with you all. And that was so touching that you did that.
It is, and humbling.
Humbling, yes.
It is, because they also don't realize what it means to us. It is like, do you want to play with us? Yes, let's do it. It's so cool. It's just the kind of thing that we love, but as we can't do it all the time. Yeah.
Also, I think a lot of the other crew members on board have all got these other talents that nobody ever finds out, nobody ever sees. There are some great guitarists on board, some great singers on board, and they obviously they'd love to be doing what we do,
right?
But instead they're doing room service or they're doing whatever. So but we
having
sometimes
that chance.
A couple of times we've gone to the crew activities manager, which is the guy that does all the stuff for the crew, and we've said, look,
our cruise director.
Yeah, our cruise director. Yeah. So we've said to him, look, what we're going to do is we're going to give you 40 or 50 songs and invite the crew to come and be our singers. So then the crew can come, write their name down and choose a song, and then we put on a show. And obviously it's just for the crew, so it would be sort of midnight or whatever. And that's worked really well, hasn't it? And some people are so amazing. People turn up and you think, oh my God, listen to her voice. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw a little bit of that in the cast member talent show on board. The
of course,
It's always
Exactly.
amazing when you see. I'm Mike for one. Mike coming out there and belting out his song. Assistant cruise director is so good. But yeah, I was going to ask you if since there are so many people that have these many talents that are cast members aboard the ship, if you did any like jam sessions behind the scenes or whatever the case may be. But that's kind of cool. Oh, I'm always stealing Michelle's questions. Michelle has the best questions. So that's really cool. I'm glad to know that kind of goes on behind the scenes.
Right. Do you all...
there's quite often... Sorry,
go ahead.
Go on.
No, go.
There's quite often, like at least one Filipino band, for instance.
Right.
Those guys normally get together. There's always a drummer and a bass player and a guitarist. And they're always great. Yeah, they're always really good players. And it's, they're normally guys that work in the engine room or the deck or, and then they get together at night and they're rocking away.
Wow.
Yeah. I love it. It's so good.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. That is
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Do you find that you write some of your own original songs and things when you're on the ship, or is that more when you're home and you're kind of allowed to decompress and things?
Yeah, both. Well, I mean, we do write on and record on the ship as well because we've got a fair amount of downtime. So the difficult part is if you want to go and record something in the quiet, that's tricky.
Right.
So
it doesn't always happen.
No, it doesn't. But we've done quite a lot of recording on the ship, and it may not be Abbey Road quality, but it's not bad. I mean, it's amazing what you can do with a laptop these days.
Yeah.
The quality of recordings you can get is, I mean, compared to when I was a young lad, which is going a long way back. We used to sort of record on an 8-track machine or whatever, and I've got endless tracks on my MacBook that I can just I can do whatever I want, and it's just so easy now.
Yeah,
it's no wonder music has got so bad. It's just so easy for everyone.
Just like us doing this podcast.
I know.
It used to be tough to make a podcast. Now anybody can do it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, well, we've taken up way too much of your time here on a Sunday afternoon, but we so appreciate you joining us today to, let our listeners know, to discover who you are, because we think you're spectacular. You're amazing. You do such a wonderful job. Your Saturday shows have really been, during this stay-at-home time, been a treat to us. They've brought some sunshine into what has been kind of a dreary time in our world, and we just really appreciate it. So we just want to thank you so much for doing that for us, and we hope that they can continue on for a long time. But more importantly, we want to see you back on board a Disney Cruise Line ship very, very soon.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. It's been so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Oh, believe me. Thank you for accepting, because we were very excited. Michelle's been, we should contact them and see if they come. Like, no, they're not going to want to come on our show. Our little show. They're not going to. Yeah, I'm like, finally, you know what? We love them too much.
Yes.
Let's see if they'll come on. And you guys were so willing to do it, and we are so excited. So it's so great.
Yes.
Please follow them. You can find them all over social media. They're at Soul Duo Music. I believe that's correct. I'll post make sure to have that accurate. On Facebook, on Instagram. Are you guys on Twitter as well? Or
no, YouTube, which is the same.
Yeah.
Right.
I manage all the accounts, so it would be too much for me.
I understand you're out there late at night responding to everybody's all these comments out there, even if it's just a simple like. That takes a lot of time.
I know. That you're both are reading them together. We know, Sonia. We know.
Yeah.
Anyways, definitely check them out. They do the Saturday shows on 3 p.m. Eastern time in the U.S., noon Pacific time, wherever you're on. We do have listeners around the world, figure that out from wherever you are around the world. But their shows are wonderful. They do a wide variety of music. You'll really enjoy it. And please give them a little tip because, they're not working right now. They can use the money. You can find them at paypal.me/soulduo if you want to drop them a quick little tip for to show your appreciation for them.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll close out with another one of your songs.
Just want to make me cry.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's one of Michelle's favorites. So, guys, thank you again so much for being on the Hyperion Adventures podcast.
Thank you so
guys.
much. Thank you.
Wasn't that amazing?
Holy cow.
Aren't they good?
They are good.
They're so good, and they're just so nice. They're such nice people.
I swore I wasn't going to cry. Oh my God.
Sonia Paul, thank you very much for that special song.
That was remarkable.
Just being willing to come on our show.
Yes.
Because you guys are just fantastic. And please check them out. They're on social media. They're on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook at Soul Duo Music. And, once you check them out, they're at home right now. They're not able to do their work going on a cruise ship right now. So please leave them a little tip. You can go to paypal.me/soulduo and just drop them anything you can afford. It would be, wonderful for them if you appreciated their music, which, if you've heard that, obviously.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So again, that was incredible. I love the interactions the two of them have. They are beautiful together. Okay. But the other thing I wanted to, remind everybody, yes, it's sad that they're not right now able to be on a cruise ship, as any of us are not able to right now. But it's the joy of knowing you can have them coming into your own home every Saturday. So check them out. It's a great performance that they do each week that they take the time for. So enjoy it. And as Tom mentioned, definitely leave a tip because it's well worth the entertainment that you're getting.
Yeah. They're just a really cool couple, as you heard in the interview. Their show, it's always phenomenal. Yesterday, they did one kind of celebrating American independence and Canada Day, and just a wide array of music, just different styles, and it's just so well done. It is when you're just at home on a Saturday afternoon, it's just or evening, it's just a kind of a fun way to spend it. And we've done it every Saturday for the last several weeks with them. And really get a kick out of it.
Definitely. Definitely check it out.
Oh, and by the way, they told us off the interview that they may have, I believe they have an album coming up. And we have also heard many of their original songs, which are really good as well. So we'll let you know whenever that drops as well, so you can pick up their album. I'm sure it'll be fantastic.
Definitely. You'll enjoy them.
Yeah.
So like you said, they have such a wide variety of genre that they perform, and very impressive.
Yeah. So thanks again, Sonia and Paul, Soul Duo. Check them out on Saturdays on Facebook or on Instagram. Also, once we finally get back on Disney cruises, make it a point to go see them perform, because you will not be disappointed for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. So let's get to our next topic, which is, of course, our review of Hamilton on Disney Plus. Yes. Wow. I'm just going to end it right there. Wow. It was so well done. I mean, I imagined what it might be like ever since we've seen it. It's like, what would this be like as, a movie on a big screen? Oh, I hope it someday goes still to the big screen, because I'd love to see it on the big screen.
Sure.
But on the television, whatever the case may be, and it hit all the marks for me personally and exceeded it in many ways.
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, it is a phenomenal cast. Top notch. I think one of the things we talked about watching it is that you can really not just notice facial expressions, but then get the emotion that comes through those facial expressions so much more. This adds that other depth of the interactions of that whole play. So that was really, to me, very striking. And you're right, it hit all the marks of what you'd want. It still maintained a lot of the components of seeing a live performance, seeing the stage. It's fun sometimes when you see something go to film and it, be enhanced by, actual, the environment, etc. But this, at its purest form, I thought really captured everything so much better. Yeah,
I mean, it really did. From we've been blessed enough to be able to see that show at different places with not the original cast, but with touring casts 4 different times, and I've enjoyed it every time. And they're always a little bit different, mostly the same show, but they're a little bit different. But this was just, it's the first time we've ever been able to get such an up close look at the actors playing the roles, and really the nuance of the facial expressions, when certain things happened, and it just added to me so much more to my enjoyment of it, and really, bought into these characters that much more, even though I've never had a problem with it in the past. Right. I really, especially like, Philippa Sue as Eliza Hamilton. I thought she was spectacular in that role. Some of the things, the facial expressions from Leslie Odom Jr. as Aaron Burr, especially near the end when, and this is kind of a spoiler, although we know what kind of happens at the end. He kind of loses it a little bit. You can see it just, the wheels turning and the anger growing within him. And the facial expressions by Leslie Odom Jr., I just thought added so much more to it. Yeah, all of them. And again, the singing performances, what talent is out there. And what we've talked about in the past, that it's not just hip hop or rap. There are a lot of different types of styles of music, and those performers really
brought so much to those songs. It was crazy amazing.
Right. We were talking about it on our second viewing last night, which is amazing. We've only watched it 2 times so far, but we were talking about last night and how much they with this cast caught lightning in a bottle.
Right.
You know, I mean, it is like the perfect cast at the perfect time in the perfect show. And that includes the stage crew. We're talking about, of course, Tommy Kail, who directed this whole thing and also directed the film.
Right.
Andy Blankenbuehler, who does all the choreography, the lighting, the costuming, the stage, everything. It's just a perfect match.
It is.
To me, it's the perfect musical. It's my favorite musical of all time, and it blows everything else away. And the performance that we saw on Disney Plus just even pushed it that much more for me to believe that as well.
Right. You know, I mean, as we've said in the past, is that there's such a uniqueness to that play that sets it apart from all other plays. And I think that a lot of people who may not typically appreciate Broadway or Broadway musicals, I think we've heard some friends that like, wow, I finally watched it. It's amazing, you know. And so
films from friends that I've been telling a lot, you got to see this thing.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm not really into musicals so much. Well, I got a text that night of, I now know what you were talking about. So.
Right. So, I mean, you know, if it's not something that you've typically thought you liked, give it a try.
Yeah. Give it a shot. See what you like. I mean, it takes, you know, if you're not ready for it, as we talked about in the episodes, the metering, the pace of it all, it can be a little confusing at first, you know, but give it a shot. Go through it. If you need to put up closed captioning, that might help for you, you know, because the words do fly. There's like almost 24,000 words within that. But to me, it's well worth it. I say give it a shot. You know, it's not everything is for everybody.
Right.
You know, not everybody's going to enjoy it the way, especially not as much as we do, because we're like
nerds.
Crazy geeky in love with that show. But I think you might get some enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, totally. I agree with that. And, you know, like you said, you can kind of pace yourself. They do give an intermission. It's brief, but you can pause, obviously. And, you know, don't throw away your shot.
Don't throw away your shot. And by the way, be sure and go to partofourworld.net, where we did the second part of our Hamilton crossover episodes with Part of Our World podcast, right. Keenan and Rachel. We had a great time going really in depth. So once you've seen this, or now that you've seen Hamilton, listen to that episode, because we bring out a bunch of other things that you might want to look for on more viewings of the show, that you might be able to pick out a few tidbits here and there that might help you, find, because it is a multi-layered show.
Right.
And these some things that might even bring you more enjoyment if you listen to that show.
Right. A lot of symbolism that, and even when we were watching it now, I know that we each found some things that we shared with each other. So each time you watch it, it's another experience. Yeah. And I think it's like one of the most impressive performances or plays or stories that, at least in our lifetime, that you could see. Yeah.
And like I said, multiple layers within the lyrics, within the music itself, within the choreography and the stage performance, within the acting. There are so many different things going on that you can pick and choose. You can pick and find different things out of every viewing of it. We've seen it several times, and even just the 2 times we watched it, I found the different things that I didn't see the first time watching.
Right. Likewise.
So really cool. 5 stars across the board. Magnificent. 10 stars.
10 out of 5.
10 out of 5. Loved Hamilton so much, and we will be watching it. It'll be on regular rotation in our house, so that shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. So let's get to our Disney stories of the week. Usually there's lots of Disney stories in any single week. However, this week, not so many. I don't know if it's just because they're gearing up for all the reopenings that are coming up, 4th of July weekend, whatever the case may be. Not a lot of stories this week, but I do have one for you that I found interesting, and that is that even though San Diego Comic-Con was canceled this year, it appears we will get to check out some Disney panels after all.
Really?
Yes. This from Deadline.com. Disney will tout 3 projects coming to its Disney Plus streaming service with virtual panels during next month's Comic-Con at Home event.
Nice.
Yeah, so we will get a little bit of Disney with Comic-Con at home, so that's exciting. They're going to have Marvel 616, which explores, it's a scripted original series. Let me start over. They're going to have the anthology docu-series Marvel 616, scripted original series The Right Stuff, an animated movie. Michelle's going to like this. Phineas and Ferb, the movie, Candace Against the Universe will all get screen time. Yes.
Yay.
So we are going to have a Phineas and Ferb panel. That's
awesome.
fun. First, we'll start off with Marvel 616, which explores Marvel's legacy of stories, characters, and creators. Each documentary in the series is directed by a different filmmaker. Directors Gillian Jacobs and Paul Scheer will take part in the panel, as will executive producers Sarah Amos and Jason Sturman. So that's cool.
Yeah.
As for Phineas and Ferb, Candace Against the Universe, that panel will feature the movie's creators and executive producers Dan Povenmire,
right,
and Jeff Swampy Marsh. They will be joined by director Bob Bowen and stars Ashley Tisdale, also known as Candace, Vincent Martella, Malik Panchali, and D. Bradley Baker. And there will be, yes, an exclusive sneak peek of the movie, which is coming to Disney Plus. I believe I saw it was on August 28th is when that's going to debut. So we're excited for that. Also, The Right Stuff is kind of like the feature film that was out a couple decades, maybe 3 decades ago now. Really? It's been a long time since that movie's been out. It's based on the early exploration of space by the U.S., and this is the first National Geographic scripted original series that's headed to Disney Plus.
Wow, that sounds like it's going to be interesting.
Right, so that'll be cool. They're also going to have a Simpsons panel, a Bob's Burgers panel, if you like Bob's Burgers, some stuff from Hulu, which is also owned by Disney, so there'll be some of the Hulu series stuff will be there. You can check it all out right in your own home. Comic-Con at Home. It'll be held on the same dates that was originally planned for the physical Comic-Con. That'll be from July 22nd through the 26th. As we get details, we'll pass them on to you. But, I'm so glad we're going to get a little piece of Comic-Con, even if, you're not all coming here to San Diego or we can't go down to the convention center and check it out ourselves.
Right. Yeah, we'll have to get costumed up. Suit up.
Cosplaying in our living room. That's us at the Hyperion Adventures podcast. We know how to live it up.
But it is really great that they are doing these panels and they're going to be streaming them. I mean, people were very disappointed, obviously, when Comic-Con had to be canceled for this year. But again, as I've mentioned, this is great that it's going to be another method of connecting with the fans, of getting information out there of things that are coming up in the future. And I believe we're going to really enjoy this, but have more of this in the future to be able to experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's
a supplement.
It's making the best of the situation as it is. We can't go to Comic-Con. I'm still hoping that they'll do some sort of virtual Star Wars celebration as well, since that was canceled for this year. So who knows what comes of that as well. But I'm so happy that we're going to get Comic-Con at home, get a little piece of it, get some of these panels. It also allows many of these filmmakers and television show, all these people that do these different things to still get their message out in a different way, and actually to a more expansive audience than just who can attend Comic-Con. Not that stuff doesn't get out anyway,
right? But
now it's going to be right there in front of people. It will be interesting to see how it comes out, if you'll be able to ask questions, whatever the case may be. But
interesting.
Very excited, looking forward to that. So that's it for the Disney stories of the week. Really quick, just one story. However, we never leave you without giving you some sort of tip that might help you on your next vacation, whether it be on Disney Cruise Line with hopefully, our tip right off the bat, go see Soul Duo.
Yes.
Or whether it be, Walt Disney World Resort, which is opening soon. The Disneyland Resort, which we're hoping is opening soon. But whatever the case may be, we always start with Michelle. One, because she's awesome, wonderful, all things great in the world, but she also has the very best tips. So let's get right to it. Here is Michelle's tip of the week.
Well, you're so generous with your compliments, sweetie. So my tip has to do with rainy weather. When you're at the parks, and
it rains.
It rains sometimes at the parks
in Florida.
I know. I was just going to say, now in the summertime, it's that's pretty frequently. And another way to enjoy the trip, and obviously we've talked about in the past things to make it easier. Like bringing a poncho, plastic bag to put wet things, maybe consider change of clothes or a locker or something like that if you're not staying close by. But the other thing to remember is you can use that weather as a way to make better pictures. One, having the clouds in the background of the castle can make it really look more unique, different than all the other pictures that you've taken when it's bright and sunny and blue sky. And the other thing is the water on the ground, the reflection of that can also enhance your pictures. So look at the rain and try to find some interesting photo shots that can really be different than your typical shots that you take whenever you're on vacation.
Yeah, that's perfect. Make the best of the situation as it is. Right. Yes, I mean, obviously we'd like it to be, sunny and 70 and perfect and everything, but obviously that's very rarely the case, especially in Florida. So make the best of the situation, find ways around it, find ways to work through the rain to be able to still have a wonderful day at the parks. And yes, the photos, capturing unique photos that you don't have any other way to get them is a wonderful way to do that. So.
I mean, if you look at some ads, especially like car ads or whatever, the ground is always wet.
Always.
And so it does add another element. And like I said, sometimes with puddles, you can get some interesting reflections of the light through that. You might get a rainbow. Yeah. Hey. Have a good time.
Have a good time. Make the best of it. That is what you should do with everything. I mean, no vacation is ever perfect.
What?
Yes. So, of course, there's going to be some parts where you're going to be like, maybe a little disappointed or something, attraction's going to break down that you wanted to really go on or whatever the case may be. But you shouldn't linger on it too much. Don't make your vacation suffer because of it. Just make the best of the situation. Know that these things can happen and find ways around them to, adapt and enjoy it just the same.
Exactly.
Yeah. After all, I mean, you're at the happiest place on earth or where dreams come true. And so what's wrong with that? I mean, how could you not have a good time?
I know. Exactly.
So Michelle's tip, always the best tip. As for my tip, I'm going to go back to Soul Duo a little bit here and just talk about how when you're on vacation with Disney, whether it be at the parks, but especially like Disney Cruise Line, my tip is to really get to know the cast members on board a Disney cruise or at the Disney parks. Talk to them, find out about them, explore new horizons with them, because especially, and this is really, I mean, yes, it's very true of the cast members at the parks, but on Disney Cruise Line, they come, the people that you meet there, the cast members that are working to, make sure that you have this wonderful vacation, come from so many diverse places. We just talked with Sonia, who's from Colombia, and Paul, who's from the United Kingdom. I believe he said he was Welsh. I mean, interesting places. They all have interesting stories. They all have, learn some new things about their cultures. It's just a way to expand your horizons. Plus, a lot of them are just really, really wonderful people, and getting to know them can be a highlight of your trip. I mean, if we had not, got the card from Sonia and Paul when we were on the cruise, and then looked them up on social media to find these Saturday shows, and then reached out to them, we wouldn't have had this wonderful conversation, and these amazing Saturdays where we've had enjoying their music.
That's so true. That's so true. And like you said, I mean, everybody has a story, and we're not trying to say one person's story is more unique than others. They're all really phenomenal and interesting. And if you just, like you said, initiate a conversation, you'll be amazed. And the connection, the human connection that you get is terrific. And it just, you feel better, they feel better, and it's makes for a much more enjoyable scenario for your vacation.
Yeah, some of our best memories from our cruises especially, but yes, even trips to the parks, is, making a connection with somebody that is a cast member out there, hearing their life story or hearing the stories of their families, which a lot of them like to talk about their families because, they're doing a lot of this work to help, bring up their families, support their families. So you just get some fascinating stuff. We heard here about how they do these jam sessions down in, backstage, a Soul Duo and some of the other amazing performers who they may not be, performing on the ship at all. They may be serving you dinner or cooking it up, or they may be serving you a drink or cleaning your room, but they may be really, really talented people. Find out more about them and you won't regret it.
I think that's a wonderful tip.
So that's my tip. And that's it for this week's show. Next week, well, even though it may not be opening yet, we're still going to be celebrating Disneyland's 65th birthday, anniversary, birthday, whatever you want to call it, with another Michelle, deep dive into the history, this time of the happiest place on earth. So this should be a lot of fun. Michelle always has some really cool facts that she brings up, some fun facts.
Well, thank you.
It's always interesting when she delves into Disney history. And I think this is the original theme park. This is the one that started it all. I'm sure what Michelle digs up for this is going to be wonderful.
Hopefully there'll be some new information or some fun. I did storyboard it already.
No, it's just a storyboard. You can't see it right now, but there's a storyboard right over here.
Trying
all
to get
ready
it
to go, yeah.
Have it be a little bit different because there are some things that we could talk about that have been expressed on other episodes. So I'm really trying to, make this a little bit more unique from past ones and hopefully have some fun with it as well, and that it's not just sitting there and being a history lesson, but more, wow, this is cool, this is fun. Hey.
Yeah, it's always good.
Hopefully.
I'm Michelle. She's the game show hostess with the mostest. She's the best historian on the Hyperion Adventures podcast, and she has the best tips, and she has the best list. So this is going to be good. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a fun episode next week, all about Disneyland, and we're looking forward to that. We appreciate that you joined us today. In the future, you can find us most everywhere you get podcasts. However, the very best place to find us is on our own website, HyperionAdventurespodcast.com. While you're there, why don't you go ahead and sign up for the newsletter?
Do it.
Sign up for the newsletter just to kind of be in the know of what we have coming up. And, you never know. There may be some things that I'm thinking about giving away some stuff pretty soon. Mm-hmm. Just some little trinkets. If you're signed up for the newsletter, you'll be the first ones that'll have a chance for that. Also, we have we've talked about this for weeks. We have some interesting things that are going to be happening, and you'll be, as far as some ideas we have for the show, some things surrounding the show, you'll be in the know if you're signed up for the newsletter.
That's right.
Yep. You also can follow us on social media. We're very active on social media. We're on Twitter at Hyperion Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Hyperion Adventures Podcast. We are on YouTube. And by the way, you are going to want, once this episode gets released on YouTube, you are going to want to check it out because, you heard Soul Duo do those songs. They also did videos with those. I mean, they videotaped themselves doing those songs. So you'll want to not only just listen to them, watch them do it as well.
Yeah,
and you can do that.
They're adorable.
Yeah, on the YouTube channel. Just do a search for Hyperion Adventures Podcast. We'll come right up and just hit subscribe, and you'll know whenever we release a new video. And we also, if you ever want to contact us for any reason, please hit us up through our Gmail account, HyperionAdventuresPodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, we love to hear from you. If you have any suggestions, questions, recommendations, any of it, we'll love to hear it.
Yes, it's just another way to connect with all of you Hyperion Adventurers. For any reason you want to connect with us, contact us. Just say hi. Tell us you're going to the parks once they reopen.
Yeah.
If we can make it out there and see you, we'd love to do it. Let us know.
Right. Let us know how you enjoyed Hamilton, or maybe some things that you might not have liked about it. But hey, everybody has
everybody has their own opinion on things, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
As long as we can discuss it in a civil way.
That's right.
It's fine. No problem with that. So that's it. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Hyperion Adventures Podcast. We've only been doing this for 2 years.
I know.
I'd get the lockout right by now. We look forward to sharing some time with you again next week. Until that time, I'm Tom.
I'm Michelle.
And we hope that you have a magical week.
Bye.